Hello, my name is Marius and today we're talking about flashcards, active recall and memorization so that you can retain more of your studies while doing less. For that I've laid out 3 chapters. What flashcards are, how to use flashcards, and what kind of flashcard apps exist and what kind of alternatives to them exist as well. Let's get right into it. Number 1. What are flashcards in the first place? Well, the motivation behind flashcards is quite simply explained. You want to increase your retention of your study material. You want to make your studies more engaging so that you don't just fall asleep while you're revising your topic. It is also because you're using active recall a quite advanced note-taking technique, and in theory because of that you're able to substitute your lecture notes completely with just taking flashcards and asking yourself questions. But let's talk about how it works. It's based on the concept of active recall and the retrospective revision timetable. Both quickly explained, active recall is actively, not passively, asking yourself a question and needing to answer that topic without having your study material at hand so that you can critically ask yourself, what do I actually know about my study material? The retrospective revision timetable is a schedule where you study based on your previous study performance. So you just revise something when you cannot remember it again. With that, you always stay up to date with your most important facts. And flashcards now? Well, I've got my physical flashcards right here. It's quite simply explained as well. You have your front page right here where you ask yourself a question, write a text with blanks, need to prove an equation, a formula, and have one solely isolated fact on here. On the back of the flashcard then, which is right now empty, you answer that particular question, you fill in the blanks, you prove your equation, you explain it in your own simple terms and words. So in theory you would be sitting here and be looking at the question and be like, do I actually remember that? And then you're like, let me quickly check. And then you checked. And then you're like, yes, I did remember it. Or you're like, nah, sadly I did not. Then you put that flashcard on one pile and the other flashcard that you do remember on the other pile. And revise the flashcard that you remember the best less often as the flashcard that you cannot remember at all. And the cool part now about this can be done with pretty much all subjects. That means for all math-related subjects, for coding as well, text-based subjects like English literature or history. The cool part about it is, well, they're quite easy to craft. You just need a sheet of paper and just cut it into rectangles and voila, you have your flashcards. And they can be done anywhere at any time. But physical flashcards are quite flawed. Yeah? Can you see how many there are? A lot. And with that, it can get quite overwhelming. They're quite spacious as well, so you need to store them somewhere and eventually you don't need them anymore. So you have a huge pile of flashcards just laying around in your room. That's why I would use digital flashcards instead. That leads us to point number 3 already. Flashcard apps and alternatives. So traditional flashcard apps, for example, are Anki Flashcards and Quizlet. They both include a retrospective revision timetable. You can create flashcard sets, categorize it quite well, and most often they're already flashcard sets that you can download for your particular subject. But if you don't want to download a new app, then you might want to use Google Docs. There you have your question shown in one column and the answer, of course, hidden in the column next to it, hidden in background color so that you really can't read it. Then you ask yourself the question and can actively think about it and then color the font of the answer in, for example, black. And you can correct yourself. Do I remember this well? Do I not remember this well? You can color the bracket in a specific color regarding your performance. And on top of that, you can use different tabs in the bottom corner so that you have subject-related flashcards. That's pretty cool. But I personally would just like to stay in one app and one app only when I'm studying. Like for example, my favorite PDF reader at all, GoodNotes. Now you might be asking, how can I create flashcards in GoodNotes? Nothing is linked with one another. That's why I for myself created a template in which I have space for 500 flashcards. And now for the first time ever, I offer it as a part of the University Starter Kit, which you can get in the video description. It's for students like you who just want to stay in this one app. Like for example GoodNotes, but also Notability or any other of your favorite PDF readers. And I just quickly want to show you how it works. So after purchasing it, you click on download on the deliverable and will be sent to a Google Drive. There you can view all the 10 different designs and can choose the ones that you like the most. Don't worry, you can download them all at once as well, or return to it another time and then download it another time. So once you've bought it, it's yours. But when I've downloaded my favorite flashcard designs, to, for example, files, I can then import it to GoodNotes or Notability, as I said. The layout is quite simply explained. You have your index that is linked to the front and back page of a flashcard set. A flashcard set contains 4 flashcards. They can jump back and forth. So by that you can revise. And that being said, thank you very much for watching. If you want to watch a video about active lecture notes, how to take notes efficiently for school and university, watch this video up here and see you all next time. Goodbye.